This is almost the time to start to order your sweet potatoes. And there are so many varieties, you really don't know what's going on. Catalog, everybody says something about their own range of products. And finding the right thing for the right time is difficult. That's the reason I think that we should go for at least one book about potato, especially about potato, because that is one of the main crops that we grow in allotments and gardens. The ultimate guide for the potatoes, believe it or not, is this book. The Potato Book by Alan Romans, one of the world's greatest authorities, according to Irish Times. And Daily Telegraph says that this book is irresistible. This is the ultimate guide to the potatoes. There is no potato variety that we use in the UK, it's not mentioned here. Alan Romans, as I described, has divided his book into chapters, including growing potatoes, which has these following subchapters: history, seed potatoes, variety choices, cheating potatoes, planting, maintenance, harvesting, storage, second cropping, potato diseases. And another chapter, guide to potato varieties. That is the important one that you want to look at. And that is rare varieties that may be available to gardeners. That is from page 38 to 116. And of course, a bibliography and an acknowledgements. And does it have index? No, because actually practically this is alphabetically arranged pictorial guide to the potatoes itself. And that is where I want to go. As you have seen in some of my videos, baking potatoes and others, I go for several varieties, and one of the best early variety that I have seen, first early, is a variety called Casablanca. You cannot find anything about it in any old source. It's a new potato, but this book has about it. And through that, we go to see how we can understand the description of the potatoes in this book. The description of every potato, it starts with the name, the year that it came to market. Is it the first, early, or second, or main crop, and it is available in the UK or not. Then comes a brief description, in this case about the Casablanca. And then comes these tables. They have graded the characteristics of every potato tuber and disease resistance into tabular form. For example, the yield you see for the Casablanca is 8. That is out of 10. The tuber shape, 2 out of 10. Eye depth, skin color, flesh color, dry matter, resistance and discoloring, resistant to disintegration. Okay, these were not available data. Then resistant to disease. Foliar blight, that means leaf blight, tuber blight, back leg. This is an early potato, so practically when the potato comes into harvest, there is no blight practically in June. So there is no reason to be worried about that. Common scab is good resistant to black leg, is resistant 8. Powdery scab resistant, despairing not very resistant, and other things that you have to look in the index to see what is in potato. Cyst nematode are resistance. And there's so many information. There is not a single potato that I wanted to know about it, and I couldn't find it here. Another potato that I grow, and I really recommend it, is a new potato called Picasso. It gives the biggest potatoes that you may expect, perfect for jacket potato mashing, for making chips, making crisp, and all the thing. And this is a beautiful big potato. Potatoes I've got out of this probably some of them weighed as much as 1 pound or 1 kilogram sometimes. It depends on the of course, the fertilizer you use. I use chicken manure or cow manure also. Chicken manure is the best. So Picasso, for example, came to market in 1992. Is an early main crop. Netherlands originally developed this. And as you see, it's quite resistant to blight. I think that we should revise this. Blight resistant. It's quite resistant to blight. Any other thing will succumb to the blight. Picasso continued to go on. So this is the ultimate guide to potatoes. If you want something about potato, this is here. And the potatoes you see here, where to get them? You cannot get them in normal catalogs. Some of them you can find in normal catalogs. But many of these varieties are not available there. So if you want, for example, this potato, which is Apache, you cannot find it in normal catalogs that they send the catalog to your home. The only place you can find is called JBA Brothers in Scotland. That's the place I buy my potatoes. They also sell recently onions and garlic that I buy also from them. Quite cheap and very good. And yeah, this is a potato variety which is beautiful. I found also, I didn't grow it myself this year, Apache, but I saw that in the Lidl they were selling that. Lidl or Aldi, they were selling it. It's quite a smallish potato, the size of a walnut, a medium to large walnut. And yeah, this is the book that I recommend. If you want to have one book about potato, go for this. The Potato Book by Alan Romans. It's published by the Francis Lincoln Limited publishers, www.francislincoln.com. The price in the UK is £16.99, and in the United States is $29.95. And this is the ISBN. If you want anything about potato, any potato, this is the guide for you. This is the ultimate guide. Nothing better than this. It doesn't exist. Nothing better than this. And the other thing that I found also interesting, okay, this is another book. This book was originally priced at $8.99. I bought it from the Bork's bookshop. It was reduced from that price to $1.99. Then they sold it for 99p. So I bought it immediately. It's called Kitchen Garden Book Cookbook. That's covered part with the title. Cookbook. And this title of it is Potatoes by Jane McMorland Hunter. This is published, of course, by National Trust, a charity, I suppose. It's a very good book. It has some very beautiful line drawings from the old sources. And yeah, I like that. I like to have this book beside that Alan Romans book. It's kind of a nostalgic, beautiful drawings and good information also. A lot of interesting information in this book too. And the chapters include a brief history of potatoes, potatoes in the garden, potatoes in the kitchen, National Trust Kitchen Gardens, potato days. Potato days means somewhere you can go actually see the potatoes. 94. There are many potato days around the country. There's one in London, I think, but it seems they move it around the country. Okay, potato days. Well, what is a potato day, for example? Every year, a garden organic hosts potato days at its gardens at Ryton in Warwickshire. So picture credits, of course, is where they take the pictures. And look at these beautiful varieties of the potato beside the pumpkins and other gourds and other things also. Turnip. It's from an old source, of course. And potato days, picture credits, and index. I liked what a book without index for me is really as a flaw. This book is very thorough. The best in its source. It's alphabetically ordered, all the potatoes. You can forgive it for it doesn't have an index. But because 38 page of it is just writing, it should have an index. It doesn't. That's 1 point minus. But that's a minor fault compared to the wealth of the information when you want to grow your potato for next year. This book provides for you. If you want a book for potato, that's the book. Don't go anywhere else. I recommend this book highly. And this book, if you find it at this price or any other price, they are good. There are books about apples and tomatoes also. I have all of them. I don't know where is my apple book. Probably I lost it somewhere, or gave it to charity by mixed with other books. But yeah, we have charity days. We empty our library frequently to pass it to charities. 2 books, and you can use this book in conjunction with the JBA Brothers book website for buying the potatoes mentioned here. Don't look anywhere else, JBA Brothers, and have the Allen Romans book handy, so it will tell you how to choose the right variety that you want.